Live from the Plymouth Canton Educational Park.
You're listening to Newsfile at 5:30 on 88.1 The Park.
I'm Colin, and in tonight's news, the city of Plymouth takes residence behind the scenes of local government, and the Michigan Philharmonics kicks off a new season.
Now, for the latest news that matters in your community.
Residents can get a behind-the-scenes look at how their local government works when the City of Plymouth hosts the Fall 2023 Citizens Academy. Participants will check out police cars and gain insights into the logistics of events like music in the air. The 7-week program lets community members tour city departments to see how they contribute to the quality of life for the community. Recreation Director for the City of Plymouth, Steve Anderson, says programs like this are vital to help educate the citizens of Plymouth on how the government operates.
I'd probably say 90% of the population does not understand how a government operates, the logistical side of it, police, fire, how do they do what they do. This is all stuff that happens behind the scenes, and it's something that I think a lot of people are surprised about that affects their daily lives.
Meetings are Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m., from September 19th to October 23rd. Registration is open to City of Plymouth residents, but closes Sunday, September 17th. To register, email the Plymouth Recreation Department at recreation@plymouthmi.gov.
Local music lovers can end the month with an evening of romantic and rhythmic music when the Michigan Philharmonic kicks off their 78th season. The orchestra's season opener will feature classical music from across the centuries, including the Phil's first mother and son duet on the world premiere of Miguel de Aguilar's Concierto con Brio. Compositions from Luis Ferenc and Hector Berlioz will also be featured in the show. Michigan Philharmonic Executive Director Beth Stewart says opening night performances are extra special.
Michigan Philharmonic has established a real presence in this community, and opening night is always an exciting time. You know, when you kick off a new season, the music is always special, and conductors always pick some extra special things to do, so the chance to do a world premiere is pretty thrilling.
The concert will be held in the Salem High School Auditorium on September 30th at 7 p.m. Ticket information is at michiganphil.org.
The UAW strike tops our look at state and national news tonight. U.S. auto workers are on strike against GM, Ford, and Stellantis after walking off the job at 3 major plants at midnight. President Biden is urging both sides to return to the negotiating table. Speaking from the White House today, Biden said record corporate profits should mean record contracts for the UAW. About half of Americans are willing to roll up their sleeves for a new COVID-19 shot. According to a poll from Reuters and Ipsos, 54% of those asked said that they're very interested or somewhat interested in the updated vaccine. Earlier this week, the FDA approved updated versions of COVID-19 vaccines. Both sides in the Hollywood writers' strike are agreeing to resume talks. The Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television Producers says it's working to schedule a meeting next week. Hollywood actors are also on strike but are conducting separate negotiations. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is battling a group of Republicans led by Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz to avoid a possible government shutdown. Congress has until September 30th to pass a number of spending bills or a short-term funding measure. Gaetz and other hardline conservatives are demanding deep cuts in top-line spending and have threatened to oust McCarthy as Speaker. The final 3 men accused in a plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer in 2020 have been found not guilty. William Knoll, Michael Knoll, and Eric Molitor were acquitted by a jury of charges of providing support for a terrorist act and weapons charges. The Knoll brothers testified in their own defense and admitted to taking part in military-style drills, but backed away from the leaders when the subject of getting explosives was discussed. A total of 14 men were charged in the plot, with 9 being convicted. For Newsfile at 5:30, I'm Colin. Your look at campus news is next.
Hello, I'm Brad Savage. I am an obsessive record collector, and now I'm sharing this lifelong collection with the world on a special 1-hour show called Cruisin' the Decades. The concept is 1 song per decade from 1920 through the 2020s. It's almost like a musical time machine cruising through 100 years of music. Any genre of music is okay. the anthropology of music history. I hope you'll join me for Cruise in the Decades each Sunday morning at 9 a.m. here on 88.1 The Park, Plymouth and Canton's hit music.
Your place for Plymouth Canton Community Schools updates.
It's campus news.
In campus news, P-CCS TV is the new home for the district's digital content, offering expanded information and entertainment that's better than ever. Subscribing to P-CCS TV via YouTube will give viewers new ways to interact with the school district with an inside look at the innovative learning going on in classrooms, go behind the scenes with award-winning extracurricular offerings, and catch live-stream sports, concerts, and performances, reporting from on-site events across the P-CCS community. To subscribe for free, visit P-CCS TV on YouTube. The Plymouth Canton Community Schools family is mourning the loss of longtime West Middle School teacher and tennis coach for Plymouth and Salem High Schools, Bill Nelson, who passed away September 8th. The community is invited to a memorial service to celebrate Bill's life, which will be held in the Salem cafeteria tomorrow from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. The Plymouth High School soccer team will host their annual Pink Out fundraiser on Tuesday, September 19th, as the Wildcats take on the Salem Rocks. The game will support Rosemary Lutz, who lives in our community and is battling breast cancer and several medical complications. For Campus News, I'm Leo. Your look at sports is next.
Kicking cancer and raising funds for a local family battling cancer will be the focus when the Plymouth High School boys soccer team hosts their annual charity soccer game. The Wildcats will host their annual Pink Out fundraiser on Tuesday, September 19th as they take on the Salem Rocks. The game will support Rosemary Lutz, who lives in our community and is battling breast cancer and several medical complications. The game will take place on Tuesday, September 19th, with the JV game at 5:30 and the varsity matchup at 7 p.m. This message is brought to you by 88.1 The Park, Plymouth and Canton's hit music.
Football, baseball, basketball, hockey.
It's time for Newsfile at 5:30 Sports. In PCEB Sports yesterday, Plymouth Volleyball shut out Franklin 3-0, while Plymouth Tennis narrowly defeated Brighton 5-4. In boys soccer, Salem tied Heartland 2-2, while Plymouth knocked off Howell 7-0 at home. Tonight, Salem football visits Heartland, while Canton travels to Northville, and Plymouth hosts Howell in their homecoming game, which will be broadcast on 88.1. The Wildcats pom-pom team will perform at halftime during the game. The Lions are getting set for their home opener on Sunday against the Seattle Seahawks. Detroit is aiming for its first 2-0 start since 2017, after the Lions opened up the year with a stunning 21-20 win over the defending champion Chiefs in Kansas City. The Tigers avoided a 3-game sweep with an 8-2 rout of the Reds at Comerica Park. Akil Baddoo belted a 2-run homer in the 4th inning, and Matt Vierling added a grand slam in the 8th for the Tigers, who finished 3-3 on their homestand. Reese Olson pitched 6 innings of 1-run ball to up his record to 4-7. The Tigers open up a 10-game West Coast road trip tonight in Anaheim against the Los Angeles Angels. Detroit will also visit the Dodgers and A's on its final trip of the season. Tariq Skubal will get the start tonight. Second-ranked Michigan hosts Bowling Green tomorrow in Ann Arbor. The Wolverines look to move to 3-0 following blowout wins over East Carolina and UNLV in their first 2 games. Michigan State hosts 8th-ranked Washington in search of a 3-0 start. Elsewhere, Central Michigan visits 11th-ranked Notre Dame, Eastern Michigan hosts UMass, and Western Michigan travels to face 24th-ranked Iowa. For Newsfile 5:30, I'm Leo. Traffic and weather is next.
From M14 to I-94.
Your look at traffic starts now.
In Newsfile at 5:30 traffic, the Ann Arbor road ramp to I-275 northbound is closed due to construction. The I-275 off-ramp is closed at M14 and I-96. Speeds are slower on northbound I-275 in Plymouth and Canton due to construction and heavy traffic. That's all for traffic. A look at weather is next.
88.1 The Park, with your local weather forecast.
Look for clear skies tonight with a low of 49 degrees. Tomorrow will be a pleasant with partly sunny skies and a high of 74. Currently in Plymouth Canton, it's 71 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. On your source for the best local news, 88.1 The Park. For Leo, I'm Colin on Newsfile at 5:30. Stick around. Plymouth and Canton's hit music is next, followed by Countdown to Kickoff at 6:40.